that I definitely did not postpone for like the longest time, and have 100% not forgotten a lot about the show. But anyway, I guess I should start off where I left off, which was season 2. Season 2 is a little wacky wheel. So it starts off pretty epic. It ends very epic indeed. And I don't want to get into too many spoilers, and by that I mean no spoilers. Spoilers are bad. But basically, what happens is, Ainz, the man, the myth, the legend himself, he's just kind of like, okay, wait, hold on, backtrack a little. So the first few episodes don't actually focus on Ainz. They actually focus on the lizard men, which is a race of people in the it's a race it's a species. Yes. It's a species in the Overlord verse. I don't think I need to explain what a lizard man is, but just in case, it's a man that's a lizard, and or woman, because they're lizard woman too. Basically Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway. So it focuses on the lizard men, and Ainz is like, I'm gonna take over the village. I'm going to steal the moon. And then the lizard men are like, oh no. There's this scary mouth thing, and it said that a guy was gonna take over our village. And then we got this dude who's a lizard man, but he's like this traveler lizard man, and he's just kind of like, everybody may not like me because I'm a traveler, and they may be minorly discriminatory against me because I'm a traveler with lizard men, but I'm going to go unite the lizard men tribes, because the lizard men before had a big war over food. They're like, food equals scarce, therefore I'm going to kill you because I need food. Anyway, so the lizard dude, I forgot his name. It was like Xiao, some weird. I can actually just look it up. Anyway, this lizard dude, he just goes to like the next village, and in the next village there's this lizard woman that's the head, and she's like, I don't know, she's white. She's an albino lizard, but she looks like a salamander, which is a lizard, but she's an albino salamander. Yes. And then our lizard dude is like, I'm horny now, and he tries to he gets very excited over the albino salamander, and then he ends up uniting the tribes to fight against Lord Ainz, and and so then I know this is a wonderful review, so great. How am I so good at explaining things? I know this is professional unscripted things. I definitely have my thoughts together, 727%. Anyway, so then a big battle happens, and then Ainz is just like, oh, I'm here, give me character development. So then we get Ainz for the rest of the season. But at the end of the season is pretty wacky as well. So there's like a big fight that happens. Wow, so many big fights. I know, crazy, incredible. Anyway, a big fight happens, and then Ainz, who is pretending to be an adventurer, he gets the trust of a bunch of people, and then everybody loves him. But they don't know that it's Ainz. They think it's some completely other dude. Anyway, moving on to season 3. before I get super mega detailed, and by that I mean give spoilers. So season 3 starts out pretty interesting. It felt like an OVA, and not going to lie, because it just felt like an OVA. But I mean, I'm not complaining. It was pretty good. And then Ainz is like, he's just chilling. My door's not locked. I'm terrified. I'm sorry. I'm by myself at home, and it is terrifying. Oh wow, look at that. Wonderful. A glorious, yeah, epic camera quality. Anyway. Anywho, so then Ainz is just kind of chilling, and then Demiurge, the man, the myth, the legend himself, absolute Chad, the best guardian in my opinion. He's like, Ainz is gonna take over the world, and then everybody's just like, whoa. And he's like, we're starting the plan now. And Ainz is just sitting there like, wait, hold on, wait, no, wait, hold on, wait. You were actually serious about that, like, the first season? I was just kidding. And so he plays it off, you know, as usual. Like, half the show is absolutely hilarious because it's just Demiurge saying stuff, and then Ainz being like, oh yeah, definitely, that was my plan. Good job, Demiurge, you picked up on it. Which I find hilarious. So then, this king, and this king's like, Ainz more like bad dummy head. I'm going to go meet Ainz because I'm sure he's just a normal dude. And then so he goes to meet Ainz, and he gets deleted. Like, not deleted, he doesn't get killed, don't worry. Anyway, he sees how inferior he is, and how inferior the human race is to the almighty Ainz Olgaun. I definitely pronounced that correctly. Yes. And so then, yes. Anywho, so then he's like, hey Ainz, what about me and you? We team up and we like delete the other kingdom. And Ainz is like, sure, that works, I guess. And so he does that. So then they team up, and then there's this big war. There's this big war that happens, and it's really cool. Anywho, some nice things I'd like to say about it, I guess. First of all, I absolutely adore the openings and endings. Like, I could literally have a playlist of them and just listen to it for a good couple hours. I love the openings and the endings for the show. Another thing is, I love the characters. They're pretty well made. I like the story a lot. I love the story indeed. And they do well with the character development. They do well with the story progression. There was never a dull moment. Like, I never sat there and was like, I could be using my time in a better fashion. Like, when is this episode gonna end, please? It was more like, what, this episode's over already? Like, why? I wanted more. And so that I liked. I enjoyed the show, obviously. I liked the animation. The animation was pretty good. And the OST is actually fire. Like, I know in the last review I was like, oh, I don't know if there's an OST, blah, 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 because I didn't realize that yeah, there is an OST, obviously. I'm literally stupid. But anywho, the OST is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fire. A couple of negative things that may be a turnoff for people is the CGI. The CGI is god awful. It is terrible. To me, oh wait, another thing before I get into like a rant about CGI. Another thing is the comedy. I love the comedy. That's the good thing. Now on to the critic criticisms. Yes. The CGI. Oh my lord. The CGI is yeah. It is bad. Like, it is really bad. It's not as bad as like let me think of a show that has really bad CGI. I can't think of. I know some. Anyway, it's bad. It's a bad CGI, and so I know that's like a major turnoff for people, like seeing CGI in anime, especially really bad CGI. Like if it's Studio Ghibli CGI, like I didn't even realize there was CGI when I watched Howl's Moving Castle. I didn't even realize there was CGI in it, but apparently there is. So that's like super well done CGI. But for like not Studio Ghibli, the and like a main thing, I guess that could be a turn off for the show, would be the CGI. It is not good at all. Now I personally, when I see like bad CGI, I start laughing, like a rolling, crying, because for me bad CGI is absolutely hilarious. So I personally didn't mind it. In fact, I kind of liked it because it was hilarious, absolutely incredible. But I know that many people do not like CGI in anime, and there is a lot. They use the CGI a decent amount. Not as much as Arifureta, where they literally, I don't know why, find it necessary to make just about any and everything in CGI. But anywho, the CGI is pretty bad. Let me think of something else that might be a turn off for the thing. I don't really know. I like the dub. The dub was pretty good. The CGI is like the main thing that I could see people not liking. I'm trying to think of like I should have done this like right after I finished the show, because then everything would be fresh in my mind. But no, I had to be dumb and do Osu streams instead. I don't really know. I honestly don't really know. The CGI is like my main criticism, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean, it's well paced. It's got good characters. It's got a good story. The openings and endings are fire. The OST is fire. So other than that, I can't really say. Besides the CGI, I can't really think of anything. Maybe some of the fights that end in like 2 seconds, which I will get into in a second. Maybe like that. There are probably some plot holes somewhere. I don't really know. I wasn't watching it with like intently. I was just kind of binging it and enjoying it and riding the hype. But anywho, from now on, I'm going to go back to season 2, and I will be giving some more detail. So if you do not want spoilers, which if you haven't seen Overlord, I recommend it. I definitely do. Just mind the CGI; it's a little funky. So with that said, I am going into spoiler territory now. So please, if you haven't seen Overlord, click off the video now and go watch it. I highly recommend it. So I will go now and do from season 1, I guess. So in season 1, it starts off pretty interesting. I think I already talked about it in the last one, which was my review on season 1. But some things that happen. The ending of the season's pretty good. What happens is this dude apparently mind controls Shaltir, and Shaltir's like, I'm gonna kill Ainz, and then Ainz is like, oh no, Shaltir's against us now. Scream emoji. And so Ainz and Shalltear have this really big fight, and it's really funny because in the beginning, Ainz literally starts reciting spells for like a minute straight. I'm not even kidding. He's just sitting there, reciting spells before he aggroes Shalltear. And I found that hilarious. But the fight itself was actually really well animated. I liked it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, it was well animated. I wouldn't say really well animated because then you might get the idea. It was like, oh, it's like Demon Slayer animation quality. Or no, it's not. No, not even close. Not even close. But it is a well animated fight. I will say that. And as for like its purpose as a season finale, I think it did incredible. It was a very good season finale. Ainz wins, obviously, because it's Ainz, and because he's the main character. Like Shalltear's the main character, but like Ainz is the main character. You know. And the ending of the episode too, there are a couple reveals which are pretty cool because they lead up into the second season, sort of. I guess the main thing I would say, I guess a little criticism that I would give is that I don't really like how in season 2 they didn't really build upon season 1. Like they had a nice little lead up where it was like a reveal where it showed who, like the character, the dude that mind controlled Shalltear. Like it shows him talking to the slain theocracy because he's part of him, and so like it shows him, but like season 2 has got nothing to do with that at all. Season 2 is about fighting. I don't even remember. It's fighting lizardmen and then fighting demiurge, fighting some like slave traders. I don't even remember, I'm gonna be honest, which is probably not a good thing because like I should be able to. Okay, I will give it this. I absolutely should have done this review right after I watched the show, but to be honest, if it was like a super mega epic show, like one of the greatest I've ever seen, which in terms of isekai, it's pretty good. It's really good. It's really good. It's a really good show. I am waiting for season 4. Do not get me wrong with that. Do not think that I am saying it's a bad show, because I like the show. It is a good show. However, it's been like 2 weeks, so I also give it that. It's been like a few weeks since I watched the show, so I have been doing a bunch of stuff. So I will say that maybe that's why I forgot it, but I should be able to remember more. It feels like something mind breaking or whatever. But anyway, like they fight the lizardmen in season 2, and then they fight demiurge or something. But then like there's this girl that freaking Cerberus saves in like halfway through season 1. I mean 2, my bad, 2. Season 2. And then like the show suddenly becomes like, oh no, save the girl because the evil people are gonna get her. Oh, what a shame. The evil people got her. Looks like we have to fight the evil people. And so they do. And I think it is the slain theocracy. However, it has nothing to do with season 1. And season 3 has nothing to do with season 1 as well. Like the guy that is revealed at the end of season 1 doesn't even show up for the rest of the show. I am guessing that's gonna be season 4 where they find the guy and then they fight him. At least I'm hoping, because from the looks of the ending of season 3, it might just build upon season 3. And we might just never see the guy again. He was just kind of like, oh, looks like the guy. It looks like somebody broke my mind control. No, what did he say? He was like, oh, I couldn't fully mind control her because of something. And then he was like, oh, it looks like somebody broke the mind control thing. And then that's it. That's like all the screen time the guy gets. And that is literally it. We don't see him ever again in the show. Now, I haven't read the manga, so do not delete me because I didn't read the manga. Don't be like, well, actually, in chapter 87, the guy makes a return and he's like a main antagonist. Like, he's actually super important to the story. Like, I do not care. Like, I'm sure he is. I hope, at least I hope, that he will come back, because I would really like to see, like how they end up finding him and fighting him. I'd like to see the fight. Now, as for season 2, oh goodness Christ. I keep forgetting my camera is on and I just have it on the desk. Like review, oh. I just realized I can just cut that out. But I don't know how to edit. Anywho, season 2, lizard men. So the Ainz fights the lizard men, and the lizard men get deleted, like literally obliterated. Like at first it's like, oh, the lizard men won because they did beat what's the dude's name? Oh my goodness. Cositas, something like that. I don't know. I think it's floor 9 guardian. It's the dude that looks like he has like 4 arms and he has the katana. Yeah, that guy. He's one of the floor guardians. Anywho, they beat him, his little army, because Ainz was like, don't fight them. Don't fight the lizard men yourself. Only send your army in. So then he loses because, he's not very good at strategy. Anyway, so then Ainz himself shows up and he's just like, y'all got like 4 hours to live, and then the floor guardian dude's gonna come in and he's gonna like kill y'all, so have fun. And then he does exactly that. He literally obliterates them, the floor guardian guy. And so yeah, that happens, and then there's like the second part of season 2, like the second half, I guess. Ainz, he goes in as, yes. So that starts off following Sebis. Why am I calling him Sebis? Sebis. It follows Sebis, and he finds this girl, and the girl's like, I'm bruised, and like she's almost dead, and then so he saves the girl. Wow, great story. I know. So he saves the girl, and then the girl becomes a maid, and then like these evil people are like, oh, you can't do that. I'm going to kidnap the girl. So they kidnap her back. And in this part, we actually are introduced to the princess of the, I think it's Estes kingdom, something like that. Yeah, yes. And her subordinate. What was that dude's name? Freaking side characters, bro. Except he's not really a side character. He's a main character. Just not of significant. He is minorly important. Anyway. So this dude's like the princess guard, but like everybody doesn't like him because he's a commoner. And then he gets to. So then Brain, there's Brain. Yeah. So this dude named Brain, he was introduced in season 1. Yeah. He comes back, and he's like there. And then we also have the guy from like episode 2. He's like the main, the best fighter in the Orestes kingdom. And actually, I found him. Gazif, yeah, Gazif. So then Gazif's there too. Anyway, Climb, is that his name? Climb? Bro, I don't even know. It could be Climb. Let me just look up. Yeah, Overlord. Yeah, Climb. What? His name is so wacky, bro. Climb. Who names their child Climb? Anyway, so Climb is like the princess's guard. He's the main boyo for the princess. And then the princess is like a yandere, where she's like absolutely adores Climb. And she's literally a yandere. She wants Climb for herself. Like every part of Climb. I think she literally wanted to... No, I don't think she wanted to kill Climb, but like incapacitate him so that he would be dependent on her forever or something like that. Or maybe she did want to kill Climb. Anywho, she's a yandere. The princess is a yandere, but she like fakes being awesome and hides her yandere self. So anyway. So Climb is there. He's introduced, and the princess is also introduced. And then Gasif and Brain and Climb, they team up, and they go to fight these evil guys because they're evil, and they run a slave trade or something. And they rule the Orestes kingdom from underground. They're like they're mafia basically. They're basically the mafia. And so then Sebas, he's also there to save this girl because the girl was kidnapped back by the mafia. And so he does that. Yep. And then Ainz, he goes in as Momonga, the adventurer. And everybody loves Momonga because he's cool. He's like an adamantite, and like he's really, really strong. And so then Demiurge also shows up, but Demiurge actually calls himself like Yafe, some stupid name. And so Ainz and Demiurge fight each other to make Ainz look cooler in the eyes of the public as Momonga, the adventurer. Momon the adventurer? Momon the adventurer. And so yeah, they do that, and then that's the end of the season. Oh, and then we also get introduced to this girl named Evil Eye. She low-key kinda cute. She gets like obliterated by Demiurge because, you know, literally nobody stands a chance to. Even the head butler of any of the butlers, actually, I'm pretty confident that the butlers would clap. Except for that one time where Evil Eye was like, "I'm gonna kill you," and she almost actually killed the insect butler girl. But yeah. So then, yeah, that happens, and then season ends, and then season 3. Ainz actually plans to take over the world, and so as a starting point, he tries to take over Orestes, and he actually succeeds at the end of the season. And some things happen. So first of all, he kills Gasif, so Gasif dies at the end of the season. I know, spoiler, it's almost like I said that 13 minutes ago. Gasif dies, and it's literally a JoJo reference. Like, he literally stops time and walks up to Gasif in stop time and kills him. Like, that is literally a JoJo reference. You cannot change my mind. And I know you're going to watch this, Adrian, and Adrian, I do not care. You can say whatever you want. That was a JoJo reference in my eyes. In my eyes, that was a JoJo reference. So yeah. Yep. Yep. JoJo reference. Yeah, that was really funny. There's also some really funny CGI, which was really funny. Yep. Like god awful CGI. It was hilarious. There are some cool things that happen. Like at the end of the season, Ainz pulls like a Code Geass moment, and he confronts himself, technically, because he dresses up as Momon, and I think he has Pandora's actor look, like transform or morph himself into Ainz, and so that happens. Yeah, and oh, I almost forgot the coolest part. In the beginning of the season, all these adventurers, they're like, hey, we discovered this tomb, and it's really cool. Like this tomb is really cool. It's been unopened, and there's probably a lot of treasure in it, but it's actually the tomb of Nazarick, because Ainz is like, let's make the tomb public, and so he does, and then like a bunch of adventurers go in, and he absolutely slaughters them, like brutally, bro. It is awesome. It is so freaking cool. I absolutely love the scene where there's a party that goes to, I think it's the 6th floor battle stadium. Please correct me on that. I probably got that wrong. It's either the 6th or the 9th floor, but it's the battle stadium. And Ainz is there, and he has this ring on that like seals his magic, and so he looks completely weak to this party of adventurers, but he's still kind of strong, but he like only has a sword. And so there's this girl in the party who can instantly read like the level of magic that somebody can perform, based like just at looking at them. And so there's this really cool scene where Ainz is just like, oh, I'm sorry, this is probably inhibiting that, and he takes off his ring and all his magic power comes out at once, and the girl just falls to the ground and starts vomiting, and it's just sick, bro. It is sick, like her reaction to it, it's fire. And then her death is also really cool. And that sounds terrible. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. But her death is low-key kind of fire. Like Shalltear hunts her down. And yeah. Yep. That's about. Oh, okay. So overall, final verdict, I guess you could say. Do I recommend Overlord? If you like isekai and you're looking for something new that's not like, oh, Truck-kun came, or like Bus-kun came, or Train-kun came and deleted your life, like where the main character doesn't die and he already is acknowledged and starts off as the most powerful, and you just see an overpowered guy in an under-leveled world absolutely obliterating everything. I highly recommend it. It's a nice, refreshing take on the isekai genre. Like I said before, it's not generic like isekai cheat magician or something like that. Like, it's definitely a refreshing experience to watch. It's not a generic isekai. It's well-paced. They got good characters. It's a good story. I like the story. I just said that. The opening and ending is really good. The OST is pretty good as well. The animation is pretty good. And the only thing that I would say that you would have to mind is the CGI. Once again, it's pretty bad. And that little complaint I threw in where that guy just kind of, my voice, Jesus. That guy kind of shows up. Oh my god. My voice. Where that guy shows up. Oh my god. Let me get some water. I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. Where that guy shows up and. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh no. Oh my goodness. And me. Oh. Oh no. Where the guy shows up for like 5 seconds and then he doesn't exist in the show anymore. So that little complaint there. Yeah. Overall, I do recommend it. And I would rate it a good 7 out of 10, because it is a good quality, pretty high quality. It is hype at sometimes. It does know how to balance its emotions, and it's also hilarious. Like, the comedy is on point. But I wouldn't say that it is super mega outstanding. Like if you were choosing between Overlord and ReZero, because you haven't seen either, I would say watch ReZero first, because I personally think it's better. But Overlord is really, really good. That is my final verdict. A good 7 out of 10. Because it's high quality. It may not be the greatest. Like, there are shows better than it. I'm going to say that now. But I'm not saying that it's a bad show. I'm not saying that it's an okay show. It is a good show. I liked it. I am excited to watch season 4, which airs this year. So I'm excited for that to come out. But with that said, if you got nothing to watch, or if you're just looking for an isekai that isn't generic, or something nice, like refreshing isekai to watch, Overlord is the way to go. So with that said, that's the end of my review. I hope you guys liked it. Next time I do a review, I will make sure it is directly after I watch the show, or read the manga, which I actually might do a manga review. I don't know what manga I should do the review on, though. I guess I'll read a volume of something, and I'll be like, hey, manga review. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I am sorry that it was so messed up and like jumbled up and stuff, and that it wasn't like super mega detailed or anything, because once again, it's been like a decent amount of time since I actually watched the show, and yeah, I've forgotten a bunch of stuff about it. Forgive me. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful night and incredible dreams, if it is night for you. If your day is just starting and you're watching this, I hope your day goes by super epic. And if your day's like hasn't finished yet, I hope the rest of your day goes by epic. And if your day just ended, I hope your day was epic. And if it wasn't epic, just remember, there's always a tomorrow. So, and maybe tomorrow is also a bad day, but do remember, keep in mind that it does always get better. And with that said, I will be streaming Nekopara later. Yes, please look forward to that. And if you're like, oh, you said you're gonna stream Nekopara later, but I don't see any Nekopara videos besides the first playthrough. That's because I unlisted it, and I will relist it in a few weeks. Yes, for specific reasons that I will not get into. Yes. Anyway, bye bye everybody, bye bye. I will think of what next to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do my review on next, but hey, maybe I'll do it on the anime I'm watching now. So, once again, bye bye.